So today we are going to discuss on a very amazing verse from Bhagavad Gita. So this is Bhagavad Gita second chapter 40th verse. So let's recite this verse first. नेहा विक्रम नाशो अस्ति प्रत्यवायो न विद्यते स्वल्पमपि अस्य धर्मस्य त्रायते महतो भयात् नेहा विक्रम नाशो अस्ति प्रत्यवायो न विद्यते स्वल्पमपि अस्य धर्मस्य त्रायते महतो भयात् नेहाभिक्रम नाशो अस्ति प्रत्यवायो न विद्यते स्वल्पमपि अस्य धर्मस्य त्रायते महतो भयात्. What is the meaning of this particular verse? Nehabhikram nasho asti. In this endeavor, abhikram means endeavor, na iha. In this endeavor, there is no nasha. Nasha means loss or diminution. So there is no loss in this particular endeavor. Pratyavayo na vidyate. And what is the meaning of pratyavayo? Pratyavayo also means the same thing, which means destruction. So two times Krishna is telling the same thing. In this endeavor of devotional service, there is no loss and there is no loss. So when do we repeat a particular word? When we want to emphasize, when we want to put emphasis, when we want to highlight the importance of any particular word. So therefore, Krishna is very emphatically telling that any endeavor which we do in our spiritual life, so that endeavor is going to be deposited in our eternal account. Okay, so and then what is the next line? Swalpamapi asya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. Even if you do little endeavor on this path of devotional service, on this path of supreme dharma, of pleasing the supreme personality of Godhead, then what happens? Trayate mahato bhayat. One can be saved from the greatest dangers which are lying ahead. And what is the greatest danger? The greatest danger is death. And after death, if somebody loses his memory of Krishna consciousness, and if somebody degrades down into the lower species of life, then that is the greatest danger in life which one may encounter. So in Shastra, there are many examples of devotees and personalities who did some devotional service, and then because of some mistakes, they had to undergo some problems, some tribulations, but because of their small little endeavor, Krishna actually protected them. Krishna actually reciprocated with them. Krishna helped them in their greatest hour of need. So there was a great king named Maharaj Indradumna. So this great king, he was the emperor of the world, and then when he was into the mature years of his ages, like after 50 years of his age, when he had properly taken care of his kid had grown up, then he gave his kingdom to his son, and then he thought, okay, now let me devote my time entirely for practicing spiritual life. And he was there in some mountains, and he was worshipping the deity of Supreme Lord, and he was meditating upon Supreme Lord. And then one day, one mistake happened. So one very great sage Agastya came, and he could not offer him proper respect. And then Agastya Rishi said, "Oh, you are posing to be such a great transcendentalist, but you are not paying respect, and you are behaving as if you are an ignorant animal. Therefore, I curse you that you will become an animal." So in next life, this Maharaj Indradumna, he becomes the king of elephants in heavenly planets. His name was Gajendra, the king of elephants. And this Gajendra, literally, he used to reign over lions and tigers and all the other ferocious animals. One time, Gajendra, he went to one Ritumat lake along with many of his elephant wives and his elephant kids and his ministers. And while he was taking bath over there in that lake, he was caught by a crocodile. And this crocodile was trying to pull him inside water, and Gajendra was trying to pull him out. So this Gajendra was so much fatigued. It is said that this particular battle between Gajendra and crocodile, it went on for 10,000 celestial years. And initially, the ministers, the kids, and the wives of Gajendra, they were trying to protect Gajendra and they were trying to help Gajendra. But at the last, they could also understand there is no way that we can save this guy. And then they also left Gajendra. Then at that point of time, when Gajendra was totally fatigued, he could understand that there is no way that by my own power, by my own potency, I will be able to save myself. And at that point of time, when he was in greatest need, so Krishna gave him remembrance of whatever devotion service, whatever prayers he had memorized in his previous life as Maharaj Indradumna. And he immediately plucked a lotus flower and he lifted it up in the sky and he said, Ki, Om Namo Bhagavate Tasmai. Oh my dear Lord, I don't know who are you, what is your name, but I am offering this lotus flower to you. And then Supreme Lord, who was sitting in his Vaikuntha Loka, immediately as soon as Gajendra offered prayer like this, so Supreme Lord could have said, Ki, oh, this Gajendra does not know my name. Why should I even bother to go and protect him? Then he said, Ki, no, his intention is there of calling me. Therefore, I should go and I should protect him. And Supreme Lord immediately, he sat on his Garuna Vahan and he said, Ki, fast, Garuna, fast. Please take me immediately. I want to protect my devotee Gajendra. And it is said that Garuna can travel faster than the speed of mind. But this Garuna was also becoming fatigued. And somehow Lord Vishnu, he reached at that particular spot and he protected Gajendra. He severed the head of crocodile and he protected Gajendra. And Gajendra actually requested, my dear Lord, I don't want to be conditioned anymore by this material body. Kindly liberate me from this ignorance. And then Supreme Lord gave him the spiritual body of an eternal associate of Vaikuntha. And he liberated this crocodile also. So in this way we can see, even if we do a small endeavor, so there is a permanent gain. So spiritual bank account can be called as Shashwat bank account. But material bank account, in material life we will see, it is said, खाली हाथ आए थे, हाथ पसारे जाएंगे. तो जब बच्चा आता है तो खाली हाथ आता है, कुछ अटैची वटैची वगैरह कुछ नहीं लेके आता है. And similarly, when a person leaves his body, then also, although a person might be as rich as the multi-millionaires and multi-billionaires of the world, but when a person is leaving his body, he has to leave behind all of his relatives, all of his money, everything. The only thing which he can carry forward is his advancement in his spiritual life, how much he has served Krishna. So that bank account, those credits are actually eternal. Therefore, what is the most intelligent thing? Yes, we have to, whatever is required for keeping our body and soul together, whatever is required for living a comfortable and happy material life. So we can do that. But most importantly, we should remember that ultimately all of these things one day they will be gone. But there is one person who will never ever leave. That is Lord Krishna. And if I simply serve him, if I simply chant his holy name, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, then even if I do that small endeavor, Lord Krishna will be pleased and he will surely help me out. One of the qualities of Lord Krishna is that he is Kritagya. Kritagya means he is very, very grateful. We might have forgotten, like if I ask all of you, how many of you remember that that time when you started chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra? How many number of rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra you have chanted till date? How many sessions based upon Bhagavad Gita you have attended? How many times you have interacted with Krishna's devotees? How many times you have remembered Krishna? So we all will never ever be able to recollect it. But you know what? Krishna is one such person that he takes account of each and every one of these details very, very minutely. And we might forget, but he will never ever forget. So therefore, the most intelligent thing is to establish our loving relationship with Krishna by everyday chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So let's all chant this Hare Krishna Mahamantra